Good morning, guys.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Sorry, 1 minute. Let me just see this. Yeah. So we'll start now. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I think now you can hear me. Yeah? But, yeah. So let us start. So this is session 7, I believe, instead of 6. So wrongly written. So this is in this class we'll discuss a little bit about artificial intelligence. So this is the course content, and yeah. So we have discussed so far about the smart manufacturing, about the journey from industry 1.0 to 4.0. Then what are the key components in smart manufacturing? Then we have seen like there are the in smart manufacturing also one of the important parameters. So like in that we had seen there were different manufacturing aspects which were there, and out of that I told we'll take the direct digital manufacturing, and we have given a glimpse of the other manufacturing like the crowd manufacturing and all, wisdom manufacturing, what is that, so that we have defined. But we have taken a special session for rapid manufacturing processes, so that we have taken. And we have not taken the smart devices and product, the smart logistics, but we have taken the cyber security in industry 4.0 in the last class, correct? So in this class we'll start with what is artificial intelligence. So again, I'm back with one more non-technical, I can say non-technical session, but brief about the artificial intelligence and what are the terminology which is used in this domain and what it means, like that. I see a less attendance today, 21 only right now, and there were few of you had some issues with the attendance. That also I think Abhijit has checked, and it seems like whatever attendance is he has shared it more or less correct. He will share it again maybe today or tomorrow. And again, I think you had a class test yesterday. There was also the attendance was only 23, but the test was attempted by 29. So I believe in the sessions the attendance is less, but you had attended the test. So that's why your attendance was less in the share, which was shared by Abhijit. Correct. So it's I think 8 minutes already. So I think I can start now. Whoever is there. With that only I will start now. We'll continue. So it is just an overview. What we will discuss in this class in today's session, we'll see what is the artificial intelligence. First, what is the artificial intelligence? What the term means, and why people are starting talking about this now. This term, is it developed very recently, or is it explored very recently, or it was there earlier also? But why now? Why now you are talking about that? A lot of people are talking about that. And what is the different terminology in artificial intelligence? What does it means? What is their meaning? That also we will see. Like there are different terminologies: data science, machine learning, artificial intelligence, deep learning. So what does that mean? We'll try to see that also. We'll see how AI is transforming the world. How it is transforming. What are the changes we have seen in last 1 decade, and what we can expect in next 1 decade or 2 decades. How AI is affecting the society, our society. Then how AI is changing everyday's life. In everyday's life, how we are using artificial intelligence. That also we'll try to see. And what are the AI applications in business, and which domains AI is being used. Just I'll try to give a glimpse of that also. And yeah, what is there behind the buzzword? This is what we'll try to see in today's session. And the heading is wrong. It was from the previous class. Sorry for that. So yeah. So when you see the AI, it's more or less these days it's like more or less the two things. One is the ANI, that is the artificial narrow intelligence. Then you have AGI, that is artificial general intelligence. So artificial narrow intelligence is like the AI, the main artificial intelligence which we see now, like the smart speakers are there, like the self-driving car is there, the web search, AI-based web search recommendation systems are there, AI frameworks in the factories. So all is actually comes under the artificial narrow intelligence in this category. But what we assume the AI is like AGI, it's the artificial general intelligence. The artificial general intelligence is nothing but like what we feel like that a human can take over the a robot can take over the human, like everything what human can do can be done by the machine or a robot, something like that. So that is AGI, and we can say that still we are far ahead from reaching to the level of AGI, maybe decades or hundreds or maybe thousands of years ahead, so that will take a time. But what we are in today's scenario, what we are focusing on this AI and that is the ANI. What is the artificial narrow intelligence? So actually, what is the potential of there are actually different reports in the last couple of years we have seen, like the one report which was in the PwC report, which claims that by 2030 artificial intelligence can deliver to the world economy around 15.7 trillion US dollar. Okay, and this is what is now claiming, and the figure was a couple of years before there was one more report was published that was by McKinsey, and it was that time it was claimed that it will deliver around 13.7 trillion dollar, around 13 trillion dollar. But in a 2-year span of 2 years, the prediction has increased to 15.7 trillion dollar. So you see how rapidly this field is growing, and you have application everywhere these days. You have application in retail sector, you have application in travel sector, transportation sector, logistics sector. There are many sectors which we are not even thinking about that. So that is also there, like that. So every sector there is a potential for artificial intelligence. But why we have started talking about this now? Why we are talking now? It is the reason is it is not new. Technology is not new. It was actually developed in somewhere in 1960s. In that time, it was coined in 1956. And but AI has become popular today because of the increasing data and the advanced algorithm, and the improvements in the computing power and the storage and the thing. And if you see the development how it has taken in 1950s to 1970, the neural network was developed that time. It was evolved that time, 1950s and 1970s. And early work with neural networks was actually mainly about they were thinking about the machines, to how to automate the machine, to how to make the machines algorithm automatic. Then the machine learning, which was actually become famous in 1980s to 2010. 1980s to 2010, where machine learning become popular, the data analytics become popular, the data science become popular, and that was in 1980s to 2010. But in the present day, what is the most popular technology is the deep learning. That is the breakthrough in the artificial intelligence. And you can actually, when you tell artificial intelligence, more or less people now they tell it the deep learning or the artificial neural network. So that is the present day. Why now? The reason is you have now more computing power, because AI requires a lot of computing power, and recently many advanced technology have been made, and the complex deep learning models can be deployed now on the cloud, and you have technologies like GPUs which actually enables fast computing. The processing has become very fast. Now you have more data available, because with this IoT technology, the things technology, with the smart sensor enabled in the company, now you have the feasibility of getting the real-time data. You can get the real-time data, and you can store that real-time data. So now you have accessibility to big data. That is the one thing why it is becoming famous now, because the more is the data, the more is the performance of your algorithm will improve. Correct. And now you have a better algorithm also, because like the neural network. When we tell about the neural network now, because many researchers are developing on the algorithms, but the neural networks and all that needs actually large amount of data, which was not there earlier, but it is there right now. So you can implement those algorithms so that it will result into the it will result into the better predictions and all. And again, you have a investment. Broad investors are also there now. Universities, government is sponsoring. They are giving funds to work on the AI technology, and there are many startups and tech giants actually are working on that. They're kind like Google, Amazon, Facebook, Baidu, Microsoft. Everyone is, they are investing heavily on artificial intelligence. So this is the reason why it is becoming famous now. And again, if you see this picture was again taken from one of the slide from one of the lecture. And if you see, it is from the Andrew Ng. You must have heard about that. And if you see what he was mentioning there, like how the amount of data when it is increasing, how it is resulting into how your performance is increasing, the performance of your algorithm or the machine, whatever you are using. So like if you see the traditional artificial intelligence, the machine learning algorithm which you are using, if you build some linear regression model or something like this, when you give more data, initially the performance will increase, but it can go up to a certain limit. After that, performance will not increase. But when you feed a neural network, that time if you see, the performance will increase. And but when you fit a large neural network, then performance will increase a lot, like that. So that's why as the amount of data increase, then only you can fit the neural networks, and when you fit those, and the performance is increasing. Correct. So these are the reason. And now every day, to fitting the neural network, again you need to have a high computing power and all. So that is the reason why people are talking about these technologies a lot these days, and every research, every organization is working on these things. So that is why now, but what are the terminology in artificial intelligence? Because there are different terminology, and many often people are confused with the terminology. Like, what is the difference between machine learning and artificial intelligence? Is the machine learning part of artificial intelligence, or the artificial intelligence is the part of machine learning? Or where does the data science fit? Okay, so for that we'll try to understand with this slide. So in the big picture, you say everything is actually governed by the artificial intelligence. I will try to draw different Venn diagrams here, which will give more information on that. So like the more or less everything is governed by the artificial intelligence. So like your goal is to build an application or a software, which AI-based application and AI-based software. And what it does, it will enable the machine to think. It will enable the machine to think. This is the goal. So overall approach is to enable the machine to think. So for that, that is what you call as the artificial intelligence. In broad picture, everything comes under the artificial intelligence. But then there is a machine learning. So what is the machine learning? So machine learning is actually machine learning is the statistical tool for data exploration and analysis. It is a statistical tool for data exploration and analysis. And in this you have a different type of machine learning, like you have supervised machine learning, unsupervised machine learning, reinforcement learning. I will see that in the next couple of slides. But this is a subset of artificial intelligence. The machine learning is a subset of artificial intelligence, which only uses more or less it's a statistical tool for data exploration. There are different algorithms. Then you have a deep learning. Then deep learning is a subset of machine learning. Deep learning is a subset of machine learning. So what is there in deep learning? Deep learning will tries to actually learn things based on like how human tries to learn things. Based on that, it will also tries to learn things. And what comes in the deep learning is like you have a multi neural network architecture, how you have the neural networks in our brain, it's similar to that. Actually, the researcher thought something similar to that. They try to develop how the how our brains think, the similar way that they try to develop the algorithm which can think, which can learn things, so that they have the multi-neural network architecture. And in this deep learning, you say there are ANN, artificial neural network, CNN, conventional neural network, then there is RNN. So the difference is like when you have a data in the form of quantitative data in the numbers. If it is form of the quantitative data, then they use the artificial neural network. But when it is in the form of digital data, like in the form of image or something like that, so that time they use the conventional neural network. So you need not to be worry about this. You will learn these things because the machine learning you have in this semester, Dr. Akhilesh is already teaching you, and in the next semester you will be learning a bit of the deep learning concepts also. So all these things you will be seeing in the next semester. But here just wanted to I just wanted to distinguish between this terminology. What is the AI? What is the subset of AI or like that? Huh? So now, where does the data science fits in? When you see the data science, where it fits in is like it is the mixture of all three. A data science algorithm can have it is the part of the artificial intelligence, but it may be the outside of the artificial intelligence, and a part of the data science is also comes under the machine learning. It also comes under the deep learning. So it's the subset of that. And I'll show you in the next slide what is the difference between the machine learning and the data science, how the projects look, how a machine learning project and a data science project look like, what is the principal difference between these. So all this terminology we'll try to see in next couple of slides. And if you see, data science is actually, it uses this, but additionally it uses some part of statistics. It uses a probability, it uses a linear algebra, it uses a different mathematical the other mathematical algorithm. It has some part of the calculus. So everything is there. And in additional to these big dots, big vans, there are few small vans. There are other modes like knowledge graph, like the graphical models. There is a planning, there is a reinforcement learning. These are actually part of, they are again part of the artificial intelligence, and I have not included, and some may come here also, part of the machine subset of the artificial intelligence or machine learning. These are the small big words. There are different other terminologies which people use. So let us try to see this in one by one. So principally these are the main terminologies which people are using: AI, ML, DS, data science, DS, DL, deep learning, NN. So these are the main terminology which is famous. People use it. These are the buzzwords. And so what is machine learning? What is machine learning? How it is different from the traditional programming? When you have a traditional programming, what you used to do? Traditional programming में क्या करते थे? You have a computer, आपके पास data है, you used to write some program, और वो program क्या करता था? It used to give some output. But now machine learning, how it changes? It's actually it's maps between A to B. You have a data, आपके पास A भी है and B भी है, and you have a computer and it will actually map A to B. So it will write a program to map A to B, and for unknown A it can predict B. You know that, correct? Because machine learning, anyways, you are having the dedicated course. I'll not go in the depth of that, but this is the basic principle between a traditional programming and the machine learning. And the traditional programming, you had to write a program, and the programming will give. They used to give output. You need to give only input. But now in the machine learning, you give both input and output, and you program it, and you can predict for any unknown input. You can predict output for unknown input by A to B mapping. So what are the different algorithms in machine learning? So you have one supervised machine learning. Supervised machine learning is nothing but you have a past labeled data. Data is labeled. You know each data. You know the outputs also. You have output also available. Output is also labeled. You have an input also available. Input is also labeled. Like you can will not go in detail. You know this because many examples Achilles has given. So, but the typical example is a regression program. Simple regression program is a example of a supervised machine learning. But there is unsupervised learning. Unsupervised learning मतलब कि data is not labeled. Data में label नहीं है. You don't know what is the output and like that. It is not labeled. But the typical example of this kind of unsupervised learning is clustering. More or less, the clustering problem is the example. So, उसमें like you have k-mean clustering, c-mean clustering, DB scan. There is a hierarchical clustering and all. These all are example of unsupervised machine learning where data is not labeled. And we'll see in the next slide again how you can define the unsupervised machine learning. Then you have reinforcement learning also. So reinforcement learning mein matlab it's actually semi-supervised learning. Semi-supervised matlab a part of this you learn, but later on after some time the algorithm will start learning based on the experience. It will start learning based on the experience. That is the reinforcement learning. So this is what I have written. Some data is labeled, so you can learn it for an initial period, but later on it will learn based on the experience how it gets. So this is the machine learning, and I have a slide for reinforcement learning also and for unsupervised learning also. I'll show you that also. Now a supervised learning. Supervised learning. What are the I told you supervised learning is the mapping between input to output, mapping between A to B. Correct. So like there are inputs here, there are outputs, and you have an application. Like you have an email, you want to write an algorithm where the input is an email and output is the spam. So you need to have an application. What it can do when you learn your algorithm with so many emails, which is actually labeled with the spam and not spam, that is 0 and 1. Now you can build an application which can actually filter the spam. Correct. In the Gmail, what you do actually, whenever many mails come, some mail you feel that these are spam, so you mark those mails as spam. Later on, you can think maybe after a couple of days or something, those actually mails which was labeled similarly, they are actually coming into the spam folder. So this is how a spam filtering application works. Similarly, how a speech recognition application works. For that, you give some inputs, you give some audio, you give some text script also, transcript of the text for those audio, and the algorithm will learn with that, and it can build and you can build speech recognition application. Correct. Similarly, the machine translation. So you give some you give some sentences with the English language, and the output is the Chinese language with the same sentences, and you learn that algorithm, and you will have the machine translation system. So like these are the supervised machine learning. Similarly, online advertising applications, how you can develop, like you have an ad, some advertisement, you have some user information that you can give as an input, and based on the user's behavior, if the users clicks on those ads or not, if it clicks, that is one. If they don't click, that is all. So based on that, you can develop some recommendation system that can be used on the online advertising. Similarly, how to see for a self-driving car. For a self-driving car, what you need to know is like the position of the car. So what you give some images, you give radar information, and simultaneously you give the position of the other cars. For the again in this actually, for this the reinforcement learning is also being used these days. For the initial period of time you learn this thing, but later on it will learn by itself based on the experience. So that is self-driving car. Then again visual inspection. Visual inspection mean like in the manufacturing, in the companies. I told you, I've given you example of the casting industry. Like here it is written a phone. Assume a casting industries, you have a smart vision cameras available which captures the image, and those image initially, if you take those images, some few of those images as the 0 and 1, defective and non-defective, and you can learn that algorithm, and you can develop an algorithm which can actually inspect by taking random picture and can tell that if it is defective or not defective. So these are the supervised learning. Basically, you are training the algorithm initially. You are actually giving some labeled data, correct? Then you have unsupervised learning where you don't have labeled data. When you plot a data, maybe the data is a 2-dimensional or 3-dimensional, whatever it is. When you plot those data, it will look like this. You know? Now the automatically, algorithms will try to infer the information from the data. It will try to extract the feature, and based on the feature, it will try to cluster this into different clusters. So this is a part of unsupervised learning, correct? So where you don't have a labeled responses, you don't have labeled responses. Then reinforcement learning, I told you reinforcement learning, it learns to perform the task through repeated trial and error interaction with a dynamic environment, है ना? क्या करता है ये environment से learn करता है based on the trial and error. Initial period में आपको उसको train करना पड़ेगा, you need to give some input and output, and then later on behavior से it will try to learn. So I have a classical example for that, like how you train a dog. It is a classical example of a reinforcement learning. So सबसे पहले, like, you will have some actions. Maybe you will throw some stick and you tell your dog to, okay, go and pick it up. A dog, maybe sometime he goes and he picks and he brings again. So then you can give him some reward. Maybe you can applaud him, or you give him some, maybe some biscuits to eat or something like that. So dog will observe that thing. Okay, if I'm doing like this thing, then I'm getting rewarded. So his mind will be trained accordingly. So later, and so if you do something differently because the environment is also one of the prime factor here, because it learns things by observation, and which is happening in the dynamic environment, So this is the example of the reinforcement learning. It's an advanced machine learning algorithm, and I told you these are being used a lot in the self-driving car, and in the self-driving car, and again this what you call like I missed what I wanted to tell. Skip it. So that is the thing. And when you see the workflow of a reinforcement learning algorithm, it's like you have an environment, and with the environment you have a rewards, you have an agent. Agent is here is like this fellow, and who will actually whose behavior will be observed, and whose behavior will be observed. So you have a training and you have a deployment, like that. So this is the how reinforcement learning algorithms work. This is the workflow of that. And then you have I told you there are a few other words like knowledge graph. So what is knowledge graph is it is also like, maybe you all may be aware of that knowledge graph and all. This is again one kind of machine learning algorithm, and what it does, it provides this information in a systematic way. It provides the information in a systematic way, and maybe in some of the formats which is actually guided by the domain expert of that field. They understand that for this particular field information should be like this. So that is a knowledge graph. And these days actually the knowledge graph is more or less, it is dominating by, you can tell it is a Google knowledge graph, because knowledge graph is being used a lot by the Google. It has some systematic way for putting the things or the facts together, which is more relevant to the user and which is more accurate, like that. If these days any things which you search, any articles, I have an example. For example, here you see, if I have searched a knowledge graph on the Google. So if I search a knowledge graph in the Google, at right hand side Google draws a picture like this, correct, where it gives some knowledge it gives some knowledge, some facts which is actually relevant to the user, which I am maybe which I am looking forward to have it. And these days, more or less, everyone actually would like to first go to the Wikipedia for everything. So most of the time, Google gives here information of the Wikipedia. Okay, and this is also a knowledge graph, by the way. You see, this is also knowledge graph. What it does in this particular item, in this particular article, it tries to give you what is the more relevant information which you will be looking for. So instead of right now, if you see, maybe this is not, it is not possible that this is the first line of that article. Many times when you search, it picks some random line, maybe it's from the first paragraph, second paragraph, and it actually gives you the information. And basically the user is more or less interested to see those information only. So that is a knowledge graph, correct? Similarly, agar aap maybe when you search the Amitabh Bachchan, when you search the Amitabh Bachchan, so Google is tarah ka information de dega kyunki Indian audience hai, so it will give like this, and I mean it will tell, okay, this is the knowledge graph. It will give you basic information about the Amitabh Bachchan, which you will be maybe user will be interested when it born, what is the height, his power, what is his upcoming movies, what is his most famous movies, and all everything. It will give you here like this in terms of and it will also give you few links also. When you click it directly, you can go there. So this is a kind of a knowledge graph. Then what is the difference between the machine learning and the data science project? So like it is again one example, like you have some data, where you have different sizes of house with different bedrooms, and maybe you are looking for maybe you are looking for some home, and for that you want to build some algorithm which can actually predict the pricing for the particular requirement which you have. So for that we want to build some AI application, and for that this is the data which we can use for training the model. And you have again, these are the inputs. Input is the size, square foot, number of bedroom. These are the few parameters which will be, most of the user are interested, like how many number of bathrooms it has, is it a newly renovated or not, it is, what is the life of the construction and all. And then accordingly, what is the pricing of that, because you are interested, you have given a figure of less than 1,000 maybe dollar, something like this. So these are the output which it gives. So it may be two sort of applications can be built. One is the machine learning and one is the data science project can have. So what is the machine learning project will have? It will build a mobile app which will help people to price the housing, if you want to sell it, resell it, or something like this, and so this is what ML algorithm will do. It will result in a running artificial intelligence system. It may be a website, or it may be some application, the mobile application which will predict these things. And but how a data science will work there? What is the data science project will do? So instead of a predictive algorithm, a data science algorithm will come up with the different observations with this. It will try to see more information from this data. It will try to see, okay, it will maybe it will come up with some observations like homes with 3 bedrooms are more expensive than 2 bedrooms. See, these are the 3-bedroom home. These are actually more expensive with the 2-bedroom home. Correct? No, yeah. These 3-bedroom, that is $280. These are more expensive with this or with similar that. Then another observation can be like newly renovated homes have a 15% premium. You see, these are the newly renovated. Yes, when a newly renovated home is there for 4-bedroom, without newly renovated it is $355. Newly renovated has $440. So these are the some useful information it is giving, and most of the time these information are used in the pitch deck presentation and all. It will help the organization for better decision making. It will give some insights from the data. It will give some insights from the data, and based on that they can take some decision like that. So this is the basic difference between a data science and a machine learning application. Machine learning application is a simple application or some website which will actually it will have some specific job to do. It will predict some output to you. But when a data science project, how it will look like, a data science project will more or like exploration of the data to bring more insights from the data. That is a data science project. So this is the basic difference. And when you see this is the initial period of the, when the technology was growing, the how the machine learning was actually defined. It was a field of study that gives computers the ability to learn without being explicitly programmed. Correct. So that is a machine learning. This was given by the Arthur Samuel, and he is also a very known person in this field, and he has come up with the some playing tool, the checkers which they play, the automatically the how a machine can play checkers, and maybe better than the designer itself. So, but how the data science project will look? Data science is a science for extracting the knowledge or insight from the data. And I told you, machine learning output is a software application, and data science output is most of the time slide decks. Slide decks is the output of the data science. So a same company can have both kind of project. It can have both machine learning project and it can have a data science related project also. Correct. So again, next is the deep learning. Again, deep learning is, I told you in the previous slide that it is becoming more famous these days. And the reason could be how a deep learning algorithm works. Like again, one example, the same example which we have taken in the previous slide. Instead of a simple maybe some regression model, you build you train a deep learning model. And what it will do? It will again same thing. It will predict the output, that is the pricing of the house, and you will have the inputs whatever is given. So instead of having some classical regression models or something like this machine learning model, you train this with the artificial neural network, and this is how it will be a complicated, there will be some mathematical algorithm, which will actually map between A to B. There will be some big mathematical equations around that, and which you will be seeing this when you will learn the artificial neural network and all. But this is where it will try to have the neurons. It will have a neuron. It will try to build a model which is similar to the neurons which we have in our mind, like that. And again, now these were the terminology which is there in artificial intelligence, and how it is transforming the world now. It is transforming the world because you have applications like virtual assistance application, AI virtual assistant. So AI virtual assistance is like, it is not new. It is there since 2000, 2002, 2010. These virtual assistant services has come. Like Microsoft has come up with this Cortana, and where if you want to how it will give assistance, you need to call him the Cortana. Then anything you can tell, and it will give you the answer for that. Then similarly for Google is you need to tell okay Google. The Google Assistant is there. For Apple it is Siri is there, which you need to tell the hey Siri. Then Amazon Alexa is famous, which is again it is very old. Alexa also. I had seen the first time the Alexa video in 2000, maybe some 2005, 2015. It was used. Alexa. India it came very late actually, or more than before than that actually, not 2015, maybe 2012 or something like this. The advertisement of Alexa. Then the Samsung electronics, like Samsung also has like Bixby. You need to tell hi Bixby. So these are the virtual assistant. And what this does, virtual assistant these days, like anything can be done with this virtual. And everyone is using these virtual assistant, and most of us are using the Google-based virtual assistant. And you may have heard a video of you may have heard a video on the duplex. The duplex when it was launched in 2018. where actually, if you see, if you have not heard, I have just a small, how the Chindam, this, yeah.
As I said earlier, our vision for our assistant is to help you get things done. It turns out a big part of getting things done is making a phone call. You may want to get an oil change.
You can hear this video? You can hear this?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Okay.
sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So you have seen this earlier?
Yes, sir.
No, sir.
Yeah. If yeah, some of have, if someone has not seen this, we'll see it's a very short video.
As I said earlier, our vision for our assistant is to help you get things done. It turns out a big part of getting things done is making a phone call. You may want to get an oil change schedule, maybe call a plumber in the middle of the week, or even schedule a haircut appointment. You know, we are working hard to help users through those moments. We want to connect users to businesses in a good way. Businesses actually rely a lot on this, but even in the US, 60% of small businesses don't have an online booking system set up. We think AI can help with this problem. So let's go back to this example. Let's say you want to ask Google to make you a haircut appointment on Tuesday between 10 and noon. What happens is the Google Assistant makes the call seamlessly in the background for you. So what you're going to hear is the Google Assistant actually calling a real salon to schedule the appointment for you. Let's listen.
How can I help you? Hi, I'm calling to book a women's haircut for a client. I'm looking for something on May 3rd. Sure, give me 1 second. Sure, what time are you looking for around? At 12 p.m. We do not have a 12 p.m. available. The closest we have to that is a 1:15. Do you have anything between 10 a.m. and 12 p.m.? Depending on what service she would like, what service is she looking for? Just a woman's haircut for now? Okay, we have at 10 o'clock. 10 a.m. is fine. Okay, what's her first name? The first name is Lisa. Okay, perfect. So I will see Lisa at 10 o'clock on May 3rd. Okay, great. Thanks, great. Have a great day. Bye.
So like the Google Assistant, the duplex can book an appointment, and it's automatically mean like, and it uses some words like "ma" and all, so that the user at the other end, he has not even realized that they can book, when it is booked by some machine or the not by the human like that. So this is one example of the AI based virtual assistant. Similar to this, one more he will show.
That was a real call you just heard. The amazing thing is the assistant can actually understand the nuances of conversation. We've been working on this technology for many years. It's called Google Duplex. It brings together all our investments over the years in natural language understanding, deep learning, text-to-speech. By the way, when we are done, the assistant can give you a confirmation notification saying your appointment has been taken care of. Let me give you another example. Let's say you want to call a restaurant, but maybe it's a small restaurant which is not easily available to book online. The call actually goes a bit differently than expected. So take a listen.
See how may I hear you?
Hi, I'd like to reserve a table for Wednesday the 7th.
For 7 people?
It's for 4 people.
4 people with
Next Wednesday at 6 p.m.
Oh, actually, we reserve for like after like 5 people. For 4 people, you can come.
How long is the wait usually to be seated?
When tomorrow or weekday or?
For next Wednesday, the 7th.
Oh no, it's not too busy. You can come for 4 people, okay?
Oh, I gotcha. Thanks.
Bye bye.
Next, yeah. So like this now with the virtual assistant, you can book the movie tickets. You can book the appointment, and this technology, the duplex was launched into this was the video was I think some 2017 or something, and this is launched in US in 2018. So that you can book the movie tickets or some appointments or some the dinner table or something like this. And how with the again the one few some other example is like you communicate with the outside world. This is also one example with the AI based virtual assistants. Like when you visit abroad, when you visit maybe from the China, or you visit somewhere in China or Japan where the language is different and all, you see the most of the forward about the China, you go in maybe the Chennai, then you see the maybe all the boards are written in maybe somewhere something written in the Tamil, and you are from the North India, you can understand, you don't understand, but now with the help of the Google, when you click the picture, it will actually translate it for you. So these all are the virtual assistant things, and these are like again. Uh, there are this is also called as the chatbots. So but there is some basic difference between the chatbots and the virtual assistant, and the chatbot is more or less it will give information based on the uh, information available in that his database. But a virtual assistant, actually it can think intelligently. It learns from the experience. So that is the basic difference between a chatbot and the virtual assistant. And the chatbots are there in most of the, I think, websites. Like there is again the chat box. You visit maybe the Microsoft, and you will see a chat box coming up and popping up, and it will give some predefined questionnaires which is there, and these all are part of the chatbots. Then a few other examples how it is transforming the world is like increasing the effective labor inputs with guaranteed corresponding output. It's improving the operational cost. So these are the broader perspective. But when we go, we'll see in depth the applications of artificial intelligence is like before that, how it is impacting the society. How it is impacting the society is now the society is looking more seriously on the AI application in discovering the new drugs. AI application in discovering new drugs for the deadly diseases. So that is the one thing, and mostly all of the pharma companies are investing on the artificial intelligence for the drug development and all. And then again, you can invent new compounds and the properties from the drugs, to create a new type of materials. So leave that. So again, what are the impact of artificial intelligence in everyday life is everyday's life we are using artificial intelligence. It is making our life very easy. Like you have the YouTube recommendation in there. So you see one video, YouTube start giving you recommendation based on that. Maybe you try to see a few videos on the Python language. Maybe you will see more or less similar video series available for you in the recommendation area. Then you have a Netflix recommendation. Netflix also predict. It is also recommend based on your user's choice. And again, the Google Translate is there. Google Map, which we are using. The social media sensitive content search and dating apps for finding jobs. They are also using the artificial intelligence. Photos and editing apps, everyone is using now. And in the mobile, you can actually edit the photo. You can actually have a different backgrounds and all those. Everything is an example of the artificial intelligence. You are using smart devices, home devices, like a smart security for home security, air conditioners, and the light control system, smart light control system, and all. So these all are the AI applications in everyday's life. These are just a few examples of a lot of AI based system which we are using. Now, what is the AI applications in business? And one of the main area where the artificial intelligence is being used a lot, and a lot of investment is happening in this field, is the automotive industry. In the automotive industry, again, there is an organization, the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration from the USA. They have come up with the some 6 level of automation based on the AI, how which will happen in the automotive industry. So like there is a level, they've given a level 0, which is nothing but the no automation, where its person is fully responsible for controlling the vehicle, है ना? vehicle आपको अब जो अभी हम चला रहे हैं मान लीजिए, that is the fully responsible, आपको ही सब कुछ करना है. So that is the 0 level of automation. That is one kind of automotive. Then you have a level 1 automation, where you have only driver assistance available. Driver assistance में मतलब क्या होगा? The vehicle can sometimes control itself in some cases, for instance in steering or accelerating, है ना? ये दोनों चीज वो कर सकता है ना? तो स्टीयरिंग एक्सीलरेटिंग, मतलब एक्सीलरेटिंग के अंदर आप क्रूज कंट्रोल वगैरह जो आप यूज कर रहे हैं, है ना, दोस थिंग. बट द व्हीकल कैन नॉट डू थिंग्स साइमल्टेनियसली, एंड ह्यूमन कंट्रोल इज रिक्वायर्ड फॉर दैट, है ना? सो दैट इज द लेवल 1, जिसे ड्राइवर असिस्टेंस भी बोलते हैं. देन यू हैव अ लेवल 2, दैट इज द पार्शियल ऑटोमेशन. पार्शियल ऑटोमेशन में क्या होता है? द व्हीकल कैन बी कंट्रोल्ड both steering and accelerating, and the person can take control of the vehicle at any time, है ना? Vehicle can control both steering और accelerating. इसमें और था either steering or accelerating, but person कभी भी उसपे control कर सकता है, but still person has to stay vigilant as the for any environmental condition, है ना? वो उन condition पे vehicle will not be able to take any decision. But now you have a level 3, that is the conditional automation, which is called as the conditional automation. उसमें क्या होता है? The vehicle can perform all the activities. It can perform all the activities, but the person should remain alert and take over the driving when needed. अगर कोई accident or anything is there, any sudden thing is there, then he should be able to take possession of that, है ना? Then level 4, which is very highly automation. So in all of these, actually there are a lot of application of AI, you know. When you are moving towards the level 0 to level 5, the role of AI is increasing a lot, you know. And when you see the high automation, like these cars are, they drive autonomously, and it can and then it can intervene when something goes wrong. That also it can be done, it can do automatically, but it do not require any human interaction to operate, है ना? Here you don't require any human intervention to operate. It can operate by itself, everything. And the companies like Volvo, Baidu, Waymo, Magna, these all are actually investing on these things, and they are working on these things. That is highly automatic vehicle, high automation vehicle. This is what we see. But now the future is the level 5, that is the fully automation, we can say. So vehicle will be fully autonomous and won't require any human intervention. Maybe you don't need any human for that, you know. It will, maybe it's like you will be standing with some Ola will come, you will see it, it will take decision by itself, and it will drop you somewhere like that. You can just give some command, something like that. So you don't need any human intervention there. So that is the level 5, the full automation. So what are the other area? This is one thing. One area in the business is the automotive industry. So what are the other area? Other area is like in the artificial intelligence in advertising and marketing industry. Advertising में क्या होता है? It's like personalized ad, है ना? जो अभी Facebook, Google, YouTube सब use कर रहे हैं. They are already using it to give, to target the specific audience by showing them personalized ad. है ना? आप एक, maybe if you see some you want to buy some shoe and you see somewhere in the Amazon once at a time, but when you try to see Facebook, automatically those ads will come to you, those that particular product which you have seen. So that is the personalized advertisement. Then again, the personalized pricing also is the one thing which is actually taking the shape now, where artificial intelligence can predict like what is the highest price a consumer can pay for a particular item. It can decide based on your a past history of the purchase or a browsing history, that you can buy a shoe maximum maybe 3,000 rupees or 4,000. You will not pay for a shoe more than 5,000 or something like that. So it will give you personalized pricing. It will give you personalized pricing for that. So this is the one area in advertising and marketing. Then another area is the healthcare industry. Healthcare industry के अंदर में like how it can help in diagnosis and detecting various deadly issues, illness, and there is the sophisticated AI-based system that will be able to provide more accurate diagnostic outcomes, because the diagnostics outcome can also be more accurate. And I think in one of the previous classes I have given you a few examples of the how healthcare industries are using artificial intelligence. So I will not give it here right now. And then artificial intelligence in e-commerce is using, we know that the recommendation system, the recommendation engine is the one thing which they are using a lot, based on your past purchasing activities or the performance, it will gives you the recommendation. Okay, you are interested to buy these things, please see these, something like that. Then artificial intelligence in companies, I told you these days every company wanted to have an artificial intelligence team. They wanted to use their data, the historical data which is available with them. They wanted to they want to collect the information about the customer behavior, what they prefer, the history of their interaction with the company. So based on this, they will try to provide the solution for the customer. The customization is the one thing I told you, correct, which is the major part which is happening in the industry 4.0. So, and with the help of the artificial intelligence, of course. Then by analyzing the external and internal data, again it can predict the buying pattern for any particular customer in the future. In the future, what will be 1 minute. Yeah, again, then artificial intelligence in criminal justice. In the criminal justice also it's being used a lot. Like the smart vision cameras are there everywhere. You see now these days, this is there, what we call it, camera, क्या बोलते हैं camera ना road पे, or you will have those camera, है ना? So which takes the picture, which captures the videos every time. But when on top of that, you can impose the artificial intelligence to see to recognize any person's face, है ना? So there for maybe for if you wanted to see some some fellow has done some crime, if you want to track them, that time they're using a lot, the artificial intelligence. So other to go in depth of that in the e-commerce and all, I told you e-commerce, the characteristics that can be determined, the consumption like gender, age, social status. So all these data, this e-commerce website is collecting from you, which area you belong to, what is your culture, technology, geographical location, something like this. And how it does, not to go in depth of that, then AI in the security, I told you security may use karte hai, to kaise that is the crime is the one thing, of course. Then again it can also used in the anomaly detection in security, in anomaly in the website, anomaly in the transaction, anomaly any sort of data. It will try to see the pattern, and it will try to detect the anomaly which is there. And the intrusion detection, if there is any intrusion or any fraud which is happening or any espionage, to prevent those, if कोई जासूसी कर रहा है तो उन सब चीजों के लिए, and application related to national security. So these are the area where ये हमने तो previous slide मतलब class के अंदर थोड़ा सा cyber security पढ़ा था, उसमें सब discuss किया है, so we will not go in depth of that. But you have an application in manufacturing sector also, AI application, manufacturing operations में, improving production process, optimizing production process, process optimization, the fault detection in ये भी हमने previous class में कहीं ना कहीं थोड़ा capture करा है, तो क्योंकि manufacturing के बारे में ही मैं ज़्यादा बताता हूँ, so I will not go into that. So basically fault detection करता है, predict करता है, maintenance management के लिए, decision support के लिए, product quality के improvement के लिए. So everywhere for those things you are using the artificial intelligence. Then there are other fields of artificial where you are using artificial intelligence, medical, remote sensing, GSI, geographical information collection basically, and this is environmental modeling के लिए environmental modeling में बहुत ज़्यादा use होता है, correct, for prediction, the weather prediction, where when any cyclone is coming, something like this, huh? And the agriculture, these days agriculture also for harvesting, everywhere you are using the artificial intelligence. So it has application in risk management, risk assessment and management, web traffic prediction, image processing, engineering in general, speech processing, stock market analysis and prediction. I had encountered with some application, some app is there which actually is chargeable. You need to charge, you need to have some monthly subscription of that, and it predicts for the stocks. These stocks, how they will behave in the future, and based on this, actually you can invest. So there also artificial intelligence is being used a lot, and people are learning a lot of money with that. But with this growing interest in the field of artificial intelligence, again you need to protect the human values also. So for that also, like this is a very famous website, that is the medium.com, which they had published one article with the recommendation system which can be used to for growing artificial intelligence and for protecting the human values. So like they told, like, okay, inspiring the greater information access, you need to provide greater information access to the scientist, but without negotiating the user's personal privacy. That is the more important criteria. Then again, invest more government funding in unclassified AI research. So you need to bring more government funding on that. Then it encourages new models of digital education, artificial workforce development, as employees have the skills they need in the 21st century. So you train the, like how we are training here, like that you train more and more people in this. You try to develop AI workforce available, and generate a federal artificial intelligence suggested committee, which will make a very strong policies, recommendations, so that human values can be preserved. Then engage with state and the local authorities, so that they can implement effective policies for the artificial intelligence. One class we will take, because people are using a lot of artificial intelligence in for the wrong means, for the wrong reasons. So for avoiding that, these all policies are required. So control the AI principle that are actually broader than the specific algorithm. AI does not reflect historical injustice or discrimination in data or algorithm, because bias complaints are taken seriously. Bias complaint need to be taken seriously, because if you intentionally bring bias in your data somehow, then it will actually again the application, AI application may predict wrong result, and sometimes it is not actually it will have adverse effect to the society, like that. So those can be actually avoided. And conduct a mechanism for human monitoring and control, and penalize the malicious AI behavior, and promote cyber security. So these are the few recommendations which one article has published for protecting the human values. And just to summarize, what is at a glance the AI is, it is no longer the science fiction. We used to see a lot of science fiction movies in a few years ago, but you can see now these days all of those are actually becoming the actually they are taking shape, and they are coming up as a technology. So like it is beyond the theories and assumptions now. The AI has expanded a lot, and our life depends on the AI, and we are not able to imagine how maybe after 10 year or 15 year AI will take shape, and how our life will change. So yeah, with this actually I would like to end today's session. Let me know if you have any doubt so far. So these are actually, I'll say this is all, this more or less all the lectures are non-technical, but I feel these are important to learn. These are informative things. Yeah, please tell me if any questions you have. Let me know if you have any questions, or I would like to discuss few things. Yeah, please let me know if you have any questions, or I would like to discuss with you. So yeah, so a couple of things. Do you have class tomorrow? I wanted to know, Dr. Achilles. He has mentioned anything that he is going on a Diwali leave. He will not take tomorrow's class, something like this.
So tomorrow is Siddharth's sir's class, and tomorrow we had exam, and day after tomorrow, sir said he won't be taking the class in
He
morning.
won't be taking, Thursday he won't be taking, Oh, okay, okay. So he'll be taking after Diwali. So I am also going on leave, by the way, next week. So maybe next week you can you can enjoy a Diwali, the Tuesday class. I'll be at home, and but after that next week I'll be there, but I will take class. 17th I will not take class, but I will take class on 24th. Huh? And
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
please.
And regarding this cyber security and all, you said you will post some more information regarding it.
Okay, I
Will
forgot
you
that.
post it?
So I'll post that. I will post that. I missed that. I will post that.
Sir, and regarding this also, if deep
Regarding today's,
learning,
regarding today's class also, I will post. I will post all these articles from where I have actually prepared this slide. Huh?
yes, sir, especially about deep learning, because I want, like, I
So
just
deep
didn't get
learning
a
actually,
glance about it.
yeah, it is just a glance. It is all the informative. I wanted to cover all the terminologies. You should be aware of that. What is the difference, and what is the what is the subset of which thing? That is what I wanted to cover here. But for the deep learning and all, next semester you have a advanced machine learning is the one course where you will be having deep learning also. You will learn that also. So don't worry about that. Next semester you wait for the next semester for that.
Yes, means exact meaning I didn't get it, so that was the reason
Oh,
I was trying it. If like
oh,
only a few slides, it's fine, sir. Like
sure.
examples for that.
Sure. Then I will share something for you. I will note down actually. Otherwise, I will forward this thing. Yeah, please. Yeah, yeah. So you had actually yesterday. You have yesterday you had a test. No? So you, I hope you didn't face. There was some issue earlier with that time zone which we had fixed. After that, I hope you didn't have faced anything. There was auto submission enabled and it was auto submitted, and so yeah, so we are actually, it is the time where we are also learning, and this Moodle is being developed, so it was a testing part of thing. I hope the testing went okay for them. Huh?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so okay, then maybe after Diwali or around that, maybe after Diwali we'll completely shift to the Moodle instead of YouTube and all. Everything, all the videos and assignment, everything will maybe the Google Classroom will try to migrate to the Moodle so that it will have more features available for you. Okay, if you have any question, then tell me, or we'll disconnect.
Sir, only one thing. Regarding this, 1 minute, sir, 1 minute. This one AI, you said there are two types, right? ANI and AGI. Exactly what is AGI, sir?
So actually, what I told you, AGI is like more or less like what we actually think about the artificial intelligence. AGI is like what we think, like the robots, like the robots which can do everything by themselves. It can replace the human in the future. Maybe like they can replace the human. You don't need any human there, and they will have their own like the science fiction movies which you see, like where the robots has taken place and now they are coming up. I don't know what movie it's AMI or something like that. So that is what AGI people think about. So still we are not at the AGI. Everything which we right now which we see, and everything the all the research which is happening is not about the AGI.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
It's all about ANI which we are working. It's the artificial narrow intelligence. Okay, then let us I'll disconnect. Huh? If any other question, please. Yeah. Okay. Good night. Yeah.
Good
Yeah,
night,
please.
sir.
Good night, sir. Thank you, sir.
Good night.
Okay.